Hi everybody, so welcome to week 2 of ESPM 3271, Environmental Policy Law and Human Behavior. In this video, I just wanted to provide a brief overview of the week, what to expect, and what's expected of you. And this week, we're going to be talking about social theory, what it is, why do we care about it. So this week, we have 3 pre-recorded lectures that we would like you to engage with before the Wednesday meeting. The first lecture, which is 2.1, remember that we label these lectures by the week. So week 2, this is point 1, so it's the first lecture of week 2. So that first lecture, 2.1, is just about what is theory, right? This kind of helps us build a foundational understanding, a context to talk about theory, to talk about social theory, to talk about how it's used. Because theory, as we're gonna learn, is gonna be a really important part in this class. Yeah. But it's also a really important part for understanding human behavior, right? And in this class, we have a research proposal project that's due at the end of the semester in which we're going to be using theory to help inform that research proposal. But also in your professional lives too, social theory can be really helpful, especially if you are in natural resource management and you're interested in the human dimensions of natural resource management, which almost always involves, influencing human behavior or understanding human behavior in order to manage natural resources or steward natural resources in a more maybe ethical way or efficient way or thoughtful way, right? So social theory is really important. That's what we're going to talk about again this week, and this first lecture really focuses on what theory is. So the second lecture, 2.2, we are going to break down what the parts of theory are without getting into it too much. Theories are these conceptual frameworks with which we use to describe, explain, predict phenomena, right? Like that's a really general definition. And as part of those theory, they're broken up into different parts, and we're going to talk about what those parts are. Kind of any framework, any kind of conceptual theoretical framework is going to be, broken down into parts. X leads to Y, which leads to Z, and we're going to learn about what some of those parts are with some specific theories. After that, in the last pre-recorded lecture for the week, we're going to talk about what makes quote-unquote good theory, right? So, there are all kinds of theories out there in the world that we could test, and some theories are better than others in ways that we're going to describe in this lecture. So those are the 3 pre-recorded lectures for the week that we would like you to engage with before our Wednesday in-person meeting in Green Hall. Before Wednesday as well, we want you to do 2 or 3 readings. You're required to do 2, but of course you can read all 3. The first reading is this reading by Troy Hall that was written, I guess, 11 years ago now, but it still is really relevant and really useful. And this reading is about how to use theory in conservation social science research, which is another phrase for for human dimensions and natural resource management, or just understanding humans, human behavior, human values, attitudes, beliefs, and the role that they play in natural resource management, and using social science to kind of elucidate that. This is a really great reading because it uses case study examples or examples of graduate work that's been done, and she really shows how those students used theory on their projects, and this is going to be helpful for our research proposal at the end of the semester. But also it kind of just makes concrete this abstract idea of theory. So I think that's really, really useful. Similar to that, you're going to read one of these 2 articles that my cursor is going around, this Troy Hall article or the Avilio et al. Article. The Troy Hall article, similar to the first one, really makes concrete or real or material these kind of abstract ideas of theory. So I think it's going to be really helpful. And the second reading, this incorporating human behaviors into theories of urban community assembly and species coexistence, I think is really interesting. It's about how to inform theories of urban ecology with integrating the human element to it, which is obviously really important for both urban ecology, but if you kind of take a step back, it's important for I think ecology in general as well, especially in these kind of socio-ecological systems that are not just limited to urban areas. Okay, so before this Wednesday meeting, you will have watched, engaged with these 3 lectures. You will do 2 or 3 of these readings. And then in this in-person meeting, we have a lecture that I'm going to give on building and applying social theory. It's going to be kind of an informal lecture, I think, just about how to kind of apply all the things that we learned at home before the meeting. And then also we're going to do some activities on the real world uses of social theory based again on the assigned readings and the lectures too. And after that meeting, you have a quiz due by Sunday at about midnight over Canvas. You got quizzes due pretty much every week throughout the semester. So we'll remind you in class about this. I'll remind you in the email that we send out as well about this. We send out emails every Sunday. You'll kind of get used to that. But this is what the week looks like. So please let us know if you have any questions. And we're really looking forward to seeing you all in class. Thanks.